back again. Kiss is back. Mumbler's back. Tell a friend. Da-da-dun. I'm going delirious right now. I've been doing tutorials for way too long, apparently, today. And this is going to be the last for today for myself. But please not for yourself. You should just go ahead and click on down to the next or go to the beginning of the tutorial series where we went over how to create all of this fun stuff, cool little transitions, warps and stuff. Tracking things, G-masking stuff on out, getting a little zombie in. Scary. Scary. A little transition right there. Ooh, another transition. And now, what we're going to do is track another little element onto this board back here. And we're also going to cut out this door frame and comp in a guy right here. A sad little business guy. He's just so sad, but he's scared because there's zombies outside. The zombies are gonna attack. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this piece of video we had. Let's stretch it on out so we have plenty to work with. Let's go ahead and slam that into a batch just like we have before by clicking on batch, selecting selection as workflow, and create batch. I have done that already, so I'm going to jump on into the batch. What I just basically did is just went into action here, little action node. If we jump on out, here's our batch with just our backplate connected on in. We'll go ahead and connect in the mat just because I like to. Don't really need it right there, but we're going to just in case. I just made a little 3D key by going into the action nodes and dragging a 3D key into there. And there we go. And then we went ahead and changed the color of it just to kind of have it mashy mash into the scene a little bit better. And then went to the blending operations on this 3D text and chose add. So it'll blend into the shot a little bit better, picking up the grain of the footage and stuff, the natural grain of the footage. That's kind of weird. Natural grain. Oh, is grain natural? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not, because the whole medium really isn't natural. It's not like videotape grows on trees or something. So let's go ahead and put this on in here. We're going to go to our nodes, drag in an access, kiss it in. We're going to title this as our, you guessed it, tracker. So our tracker is looking at the backplate, number 1, the tracking tab. You can see use media there. We are going to do a 2-point track. We want to be able to track into this frame here, and we want this to scale in size also. So let's go to the very, very first frame. We're going to turn on scale. It defaults to 1 tracking point. Turning on another one gives us 2 tracking points. We're going to click enter. The first one, let's go ahead and pick this little dot right here. You know, if this footage was actually shot and meant to be tracked, we could have easily put some tracking points on that and then done it that way. This footage here I just grabbed off of Getty images and stuff. And we're going to make a second point right there. So in essence, we have 2 tracking points. Unfortunately, this footage is so grainy, those points are going to drift a little bit. I guess what we can do is turn down the tolerance a little bit. Let's put it down to 85. Maybe that'll help it out. Well, let's find out. Click analyze. Okay, so watching that track, you can kind of see that at this point here, it starts drifting. You can definitely see it's drifting here. You know, we picked our point right here and it's up in here. You know, it's definitely drifting on us. Let's go ahead and just exit on out of this. Go to our access tab and click adjust offset. And let's pop that on into place a little bit better. I really don't like that, but that's what it is. And let's just kind of see how it's looking. Just scrubbing through here, it's looking like it's actually did a pretty decent job. You know, the perspective is off. We could have tracked it with one of those, with a rotation, or maybe like a perspective. Could have done like a full planar track on that, and that actually would have held it in a little bit better. But for this demonstration, we're going to hold it on that. And that's 2-point tracking. That went pretty smooth and pretty easily. Let's go ahead and move on to the next tutorial. See you in the next one. Hey, don't forget about that Patreon account. We have tons of tutorials. Go back to the home to check out more, or check out the links below for others.